At any rate, let's get into this week's delve into my vinyl collection with two of my favorite albums from my collection, starting with this one here, Invisible Touch by Genesis. Listen. Now listen. Do you know about Phil Collins? Because you should. Because Phil Collins slaps. Okay? Slaps. And you don't have to be, who was it? Was it Patrick Bateman? You don't have to be Patrick Bateman to love some Phil Collins. This album is fucking fantastic and has some of the fucking great songs. Invisible Touch, just the title track, amazing song. That Tonight, another banger. Actually, side one of this, all four songs are certified bangers. And the fourth one is In Too Deep, the ballad, which closes out the first side. And it's just so sweet. It's just so sweet. I love you, but I just can't take it. I know you had that feeling where it's like probably somebody that you shouldn't really be with, but you can't stop, but you can't stop yourself. Not the healthy kind of love that makes you feel, joyous and makes you feel stronger and better, but the kind where it feels a little antagonistic, a little compulsive, the song, it captures that. It captures that feeling, but still has a beautiful sweetness to it. But the third song on side one, let me show you the back also. Land of Confusion, baby. Whoa, baby. Now it's a obviously overtly political song. Again, another song which could be, is ever more relevant today at this very moment. And also, you know what you should do, okay? I don't be giving out homework, but I'm giving out homework, okay? Look up the music video for Land of Confusion. It was groundbreaking. This is let's see. This was 1986, I believe. Yeah, this was 86. Music videos were a relatively new thing, and the one they did for this one was a fucking banger. It was just trust me on this one. You will not regret it. You'll thank me later. Anything she does on the back, Domino, and the big one from side two is Throwing It All Away. Anyway, it's just a great album. It's just a great album. We're not going to be too complicated with it, but also, and listen, everyone knows the one Phil Collins song, In the Air Tonight, but all the ones on this album, really, definitely worth checking out. Get into it, babes. Get into it. And next, we're going to switch gears. We're doing it's white boys today in the music files. Okay, don't be too mad about it. Because we're going with Metallica. Metallica's And Justice for All. Now listen to me. Okay? First of all, the video for the song One, another groundbreaking video, which had interspersed clips from a movie called, I think, Johnny Got His Gun, which was an anti-war movie about this person that gets blown limb from limb by a landmine, and the only sense they're left with is that they can't move, they've got no limbs, and the only thing they've got left is that they can do Morse code by nodding their head. And the song One basically encapsulates this, but also you want to talk about one of the hardest, if you have never headbanged a day in your headbonged, if you have never headbanged, if you've never banged your head a day in your life, listen to this song. And when you get to that part, you're going to feel it rising up in your body. Okay. You're going to feel it rising up in your body. It's kind of like listening to, well, honestly, a lot of black music, but this is the good white people version of that is happening, of course. And of course, we know that rock music was invented by black people. In fact, a couple days ago was the birthday of the actual inventor of rock and roll, who was, do we all know who? Do we know who she was? Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Okay. She was the first person who really did rock and roll the way that we conceive of it now, right? Like a lead singer with the guitar, singing, soloing, standing in front of the crowd, holding court, rocking, basically. She was the first to do it, obviously. But anyway, Anyway, here's the back of this album. This is, now listen. Let's not talk about the politics of the men of Metallica, because then things will take a left turn, and that is what that is. But the music, this album, also not just One, but And Justice for All, Blackened, one of the great metal songs. This is a genre defining album, right? And I encourage you, even if you aren't really into metal or even like rock, to check this album out and listen to it as if you were listening to classical, right? Think of it in terms not of just like angry white boy music, which I know a lot of people avoid metal and rock because of that. But I want you to actually listen to the intricacy of it and the way that the songs are put together in a way that is sort of orchestral. It's more than like verse chorus. It's more like it feels like movements, and there's sections, and it goes in and out of, quiet, clean, single note playing, and with Hetfield and Kirk Hammett going back and forth with each other. And then it kicks back up into the heavy riffing, and it just blows the doors off of everything. Dyer's Eve is amazing. Harvester of Sorrow might low-key be, well, definitely one of my favorites. So I think, not for nothing, not to be basic, but I think One is probably my favorite from this album, just because of the many different, nostalgia of it and the video and all of that. And, but really, so many fucking great songs. The Shortest Straw has been pulled for you. To Live Is To Die. Just a great album. It's a great album, and it deserves to be in the, wherever it is, whatever it is. It might not be your favorite. You might not listen to it a lot, but I think it's really important because this is another thing about music. Even though it's easy enough to say that it was all stolen from Black people, because it is also important to recognize that since we all do share an American culture, a uniquely American culture, which is something, it's a really highly nuanced conversation. So, nobody take me for saying what I'm not saying. But the fact is that Black people listen to white people music as well. And then echoes of that come back and forth, and you'll find quotes from things like Metallica in rap songs and in other music, because guess what? We all actually do have there is something about being a USian, and the music of USian does go back and forth. And it's important to recognize where it came from, who really started it, and who should get more of their flowers and the credit and the money for having created it. Of course. But I think it's also really beautiful to recognize that there are ways in which the cultures bounce off of each other. And there is something that is very uniquely, USian, because, we don't call it American anymore. But anyway, Metallica and Justice for All, get into it. And now